IVM.
There's a quick survey to fill out on ivmpodcast.com/survey. It lets us know a little bit more about who's listening to us. And you know what? We're going to do a few prizes. So, we'll do a random drawing of maybe 10 people and we'll send you all some swag. Remember, that's ivmpodcast.com/survey where you can fill out the survey. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine. What would you be doing today had it not been for your day-to-day responsibilities of meeting work deadlines and making sure your family is financially secured? Would you have been a footballer, kicking the ball around on those grassy grounds? Or would you have been an artist, sitting near a window overlooking the hills as you paint away? Maybe you crave to be a photographer. But here you are, framing a picture of the life you wish you had. But this can still be a reality. करो पूरे अपने इरादे, अपनों से किए सभी वादे. SBI Life अपने लिए, अपनों के लिए. To know more about our insurance plans with wealth creation, log on to www.sbilife.co.in. IRDAI registration number 111.
You are the most valuable investment you will ever make. Hi, I'm Zarina Poonawalla, your leadership coach, life coach, and emotional intelligence coach. You probably know me from the Empowering series, and this is my new show, the Life Manifesto with Zarina Poonawalla. I'm going to coach you to be the best version of yourselves. So get ready to create, attain, and manifest the life you've always desired and make it your reality. It's always easier said than done, isn't it? Empowerment, upliftment, standing up for each other. Honestly, these conversations now sound redundant to me. With every passing year, it just feels like, an elastic band. Stretch it till you snap it kind of a topic. But can you possibly do something good to make it better? Can you actually help and uplift each other? Is it really possible to empower each other without joining any propaganda or probably jumping onto bandwagons that, simply talk about it but don't really do much of it? All I want you to do is see the possibility with proof of women who have walked the talk and made it happen. Once you do that, it just gets simpler to understand that yes, upliftment, empowerment, standing up for each other, they need not just be talks, and it can be done as easily, or if not easily, with as much conviction as it is said. Falguni Nayyar, she started Nykaa at 50 with no experience in retail at all, but she wanted to supply to the demands of women's beauty needs. And she made that happen all under one umbrella. And a decade later, Falguni Nayyar is India's first self-made woman billionaire. Cool, right? Chetna Sinha, a banker, social activist and farmer. She started Mandeshi Bank and Mandeshi Foundation with the simple vision to empower rural women economically and socially. And honestly, I've had the chance to meet with Chetna at a couple of events. And what an amazing woman she is. Truly humble. Her personality is absolutely calming. It's composed. It feels like you can go to her and you will feel uplifted. A woman like that with such power and vision started something not for women in urban areas or people who have all they need, people who have a couple facilities and amenities. She started banking, economic education, socially understanding, social literacy, economic literacy for rural women. And I think that is upliftment. And then there's Vandana Shiva, physicist and researcher, and she's an eco-rights activist. She founded Navdanya, and that works closely with farmers for sustainable agriculture. She has also been named in the BBC 100 Women list. She's been recognized by Time as an environmental hero. And she moved on to also receive the Peace Prize, the Sydney Peace Prize in 2010. Whether it has been financial institutions, banking, e-commerce, education, or environment, women have been torchbearers and proved with their grit that anything is possible. Anything that they touch can actually turn to gold because they have a certain level of compassion that can really spread. It's contagious. But unfortunately, as much as women can be compassionate, a lot of them can be demeaning. Hence, finding upliftment around us is so, so crucial. From Sudha Murthy to Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw to Indra Nooyi, do you know what's truly common amongst all these admirable and formidable women? Think about it. It's their intention and their courage. Their intention to create an impact, a positive impact, and the courage to make it happen. Not focusing on bringing down others, but rather in enriching them and helping them rise. That's what's common amongst all these women. So I thought, why not just share a couple of thoughts on how we can actually truly, without just, following the fake propaganda and bandwagon, like I mentioned, jumping onto it. Let's just truly empower each other without having to constantly use the word and making it repetitive. Do the right thing. Do something. How do you do that? How do you build another woman? How do you help someone who needs the help? First off, change dinner table conversations. Now I'm telling you, this is really important. Okay. Now, people often talk about all the common things. When you're talking to a woman at dinner, okay, and even if a lot of women are sitting together and they're talking at dinner, what is their conversation about? Husbands, spouses, their kids, what's not working for them, what's not been good, what needs to be good. Well, change your dinner table conversations. When you're sitting with your family, what do you talk about? Do you indulge in growth? Do you indulge in ideas? I know there will be naysayers. I always say that, they're going to shut you down, but it doesn't matter. It just doesn't. You will still change those dinner table conversations and sound more than just being a mother or a wife or being somebody who's a caretaker. You need to make sure that you change that conversation. You talk ideas, you talk growth every time you get an opportunity. And if you have people around you who can encourage that, well and good. If you don't, even better. Be the one to do it first. Respect other women's choices. Well, this one's easy, but I don't know why it's so difficult for a lot of people to do. Whether it's someone who's unmarried or doesn't want kids or wants many kids, they know how to run a business or they don't know how to run a business, or they want to be stay-at-home moms, or they want to be working moms, whoever they are, entrepreneurs, single moms, unmarried moms, whoever they are, okay? If she's too ambitious, she's too dreamy, she's sacrificial, she's different, those aren't your choices to make, and hence, they aren't your choices to actually support or not support. If you cannot support someone, you don't have to go out not supporting them. Also, if you want to support them, great. If you don't want to support them, at least respect their decisions, at least respect a person's journey. Sometimes it's difficult for women, and we completely understand that. But you know what makes it more difficult? Other women. If I can give you an example, let me try this out, okay? So a lot of times you meet people, and when you say you're a businesswoman, the first thing they will respond with is, oh, you know what, I've been really busy looking after my house and it's so difficult to look after a family, and I'm a full-time homemaker. And I have no problem with that. The problem is there is no comparison. What you do is beautiful. What somebody else is doing is beautiful. The only thing you need to do is stop comparing yourself and respect other women's choices. Share your journey. I am yet to meet a woman who hasn't had her fair share of struggles because she's a woman. Okay. But no need to victimize ourselves. We have to rise above that. And it's important to share your story. Share your story. Let people know how you face challenges, how you've overcome your situations, how you've also broken down because of them, and how you have risen above them. Try and share your journey with as many people as you can. When you share a journey, you may inspire a life. And if that life is a woman's, nothing like it. Appreciate and encourage other women. Be encouraging. So one thing is to respect their decisions or choices. The other thing is to actually be encouraging of what other people are doing. You can't be somebody's cheerleader once in a while. Everyone sometimes just needs one person not to give up on them. And honestly, it's sad. it's sad that in the middle of all of the things that go on in our lives, we find the most petty things to argue with, to blame. And that's why we give up on people. Sometimes all a woman really needs is a little encouragement, a little appreciation, and maybe just being around them, helping them through a transitional phase. Somebody that's joined work for the first time in their life, somebody who's come back from maternity leave, somebody who's inspiring to be a musician, somebody who's probably starting their own company. The only thing they need from another is just being there, giving some kind of advised counsel, or at least just being able to say, no, you try, you can do it. It's going to work for you. Just encourage, just appreciate somebody's effort if you get an opportunity to do that. Create safe spaces. I've realized a lot of people like the don't tell anyone, I'm only telling you. Don't tell anyone this, I'm only sharing this with you. And that is not nice. It's not nice because you breach somebody's trust. And like I said earlier, I am yet to meet a woman who hasn't had her fair share of struggles, all right? Everyone's coming in with them, everyone's leaving the office or living at home or going to bed with them. So create a safe space for other women. Try and keep healthy secrets. Allow them to share experiences. Allow that space a comfortable place where maybe they can talk about a bad relationship or a bad marriage, a horrible boss, or any type of violence. But let someone have that safe space because someone else needs it. Okay? Be a mentor. That's right. Sometimes women around you need a little push, a little guidance, a little direction. So sometimes just, jump in and be a mentor. Help them walk through, just be hip to hip, shadow them or just walk with them. That's all they need. Be a mentor. Let them know that, yes, okay, this experience is something you've been through, you've gone through, and you can deal with it. And there are ways to deal with it. Or you haven't gone through this, but somebody else has, so you're going to connect them. So be a mentor, help them, guide them, connect them, and that is how you can uplift them. Be a voice. Whenever you feel somebody needs a voice, but when somebody needs a voice, and I'm very clear about that, sometimes you'll have domestic violence going on in your neighbor's house, and if you call on the police, the woman of the house will turn around and tell you, hey, you know what? You didn't need to do that. It's my personal matter. All you were doing is trying to help them. So be a voice when you need to be a voice. When you see someone's oppressed, be a voice. When someone says they need your help. Okay, and probe them to find out if they need your help. But be a voice whenever you can. All right. Belong together. Build a community of strong, empowered, uplifted people. Not just women, men too. Every gender, every person, every sexual orientation, it doesn't matter. But belong together. The reason I'm focusing on women is because every household has a specific matriarch, and if the matriarch has the qualities to uplift and encourage, things change. The household changes, the conversations around dinner tables change, and really, that's the way change happens. So one step at a time, but let's be in this together and do this together. So my precious people, if you enjoy listening to the Life Manifesto and manifesting your life and achieving your dreams, please go ahead and like and rate our podcast. You can also click on the notification bell to get to know as soon as our latest episode drops. Do subscribe to the Life Manifesto. It's going to help us go a long way and also reach out to like-minded people who want to truly manifest their lives and live the best version of themselves. Meanwhile, do what you love, all right? And if you don't like something, go ahead and change it. The power is within you. Thank you for tuning in to the Life Manifesto with me, Zarina. If you find the show useful, then please share it with your friends, family, and co-workers. You never know. You may just help someone become the best version of themselves. And if you want to align your life with some signature masterclasses, certification courses, and live sessions with me, go check out and download my app, Life Manifesto with Zarina Poonawalla. Available on Play Store or Apple Store. And if you have any suggestions or anything that you would like to share with me, get in touch with me on my social media handles. I am at Zarina Poonawalla on Instagram and LinkedIn, and at Zarina Speaks on Twitter. See you in the next episode.
Hey, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On All Things Policy, the hosts talk about India approving a fourth COVID-19 vaccine. This time is for children, and they discuss some of the challenges that are involved when you're doing clinical trials for kids. On the Filter Coffee Podcast, Karthik is joined by Amar Singh Patra, Managing Director of Spotify India, to talk about how Spotify's growth approach was different for India in comparison to other countries. On the Paisa Vaisa Podcast, Anupam Gupta is in conversation with Praveen Jadhav, founder and CEO at Dhan. They discuss how stock trading has evolved over the last 10 years. On the Edges and Sledges Cricket Podcast, Varun and Ashwin dive into the first 3 matches by Team India in the Women's ODI World Cup. They also chat with Mr. Atul Srivastava, founder of SmartCricket.com, about player management. And the Simplified Gang gets into a group discussion about MBA admissions. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. Also, don't forget to rate us on any platform that you might be listening to us. You can also check us out on YouTube. We have a webpage, ivmpodcast.com/YouTube, where a list of all our channels are. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, SBI Life Insurance, Bank of Baroda, India Water Portal, and Max Life Insurance. Thank you so much for making this possible.
इन्फ्लेशन, फिस्कल डेफिसिट, जीडीपी, एमएसपी, एनपीए, इक्विटी मार्केट वगैरह वगैरह। दोस्तों, हमने सारे शब्द टीवी या अखबार में जरूर देखे होंगे या फिर सुने होंगे, पर हम में से कितने लोग हैं जो ये जानते हैं कि इन सब का सीधा प्रभाव पड़ता है हमारी सैलरी पर, हमारे इंक्रीमेंट पर और कमबख्त हमारे खर्चों पर। दोस्तों, मेरा नाम है अभिनव त्रिवेदी और मैं बात कर रहा हूँ इक्का दुक्का इकोनॉमी पॉडकास्ट से, जहाँ पे इस तरह के इकोनॉमिक और फाइनेंशियल टर्म्स को मैं जोड़ूंगा सीधा आपकी जेब से। हर मंगलवार एक नया एपिसोड सुने IVM पॉडकास्ट की वेबसाइट, ऐप या फिर किसी भी अन्य पॉडकास्ट प्लेटफॉर्म पर।